The stadium was supposed to be silent before the storm, the calm, technical rehearsal before the global phenomenon that is BTS would take the stage once again. But what happened during the Encore tour day 2 soundcheck turned that quiet preparation into one of the most emotional moments in BTS history. It was meant to be a simple pre-show soundcheck, routine for the group that had conquered every stage on Earth. Yet in that moment, under soft lights and behind closed doors, something raw, unfiltered, and painfully human unfolded. Jin cried, and that single tear set off a chain reaction that left even V trembling with emotion. The question everyone keeps asking now is simple but heavy. What made Jin cry? What broke through the resilience of the man known for his calm, his poise, his humor even under pressure? And why, of all places, did it happen here during a rehearsal with no audience, no cameras meant to capture it? Perhaps because that's when truth slips out, when the masks fall away, when the stage belongs not to the performer, but to the person. Witnesses from the crew say it started quietly. Jin had just finished his vocal warm-up, his voice echoing through the empty arena. He was joking lightly with RM about timing, and Jungkook had been pacing with a water bottle, humming absently. Then, without warning, Jin stopped. He stared at the seats, those endless waves of empty chairs that, in a few hours, would overflow with the roar of army. Something shifted in his expression. The laughter disappeared. He pressed his microphone to his lips again, but his voice cracked halfway through the line. The staff fell silent. RM turned toward him, and that's when everyone saw it. His tears, AT first, Jin tried to brush it off. He laughed through it, waving a hand as if to dismiss what everyone had just seen. But tears don't lie. And when V, standing a few meters away, realized what was happening, he froze. For a moment, he looked at Jin as though seeing his brother again for the first time after years apart. Then he lowered his head, covering his face with his sleeve. The microphones caught a soft sniffle, and fans outside the venue who had gathered near the gates said they could hear faint echoes of sobbing from inside. What triggered that wave of emotion? Some speculate it was the weight of reunion. This was the first time all 7 BTS members, Jin, RM, Suga, J-Hope, Jimin, V, and Jungkook, had shared a stage in full rehearsal since Jin's return from his service. It wasn't the grand performance yet. It wasn't for cameras or headlines. It was just them. And maybe, after years of separation, struggle, and silence, the reality of being together again hit too deep to control. Jin's voice returned after several seconds. His tone trembled, but he pushed through, singing his part of Epiphany. Each lyric seemed heavier than ever before. RM placed a hand on his shoulder. Jungkook walked closer, whispering something only Jin could hear. Jimin stood still, hands clasped in front of him, as if holding back his own tears. The entire arena felt suspended in time, a sacred moment shared by brothers, unseen by the world, yet destined to echo across IT. By the time they finished the soundcheck, there wasn't a single dry eye among the members. Even Suga, known for his composure, turned away briefly, pretending to adjust his earpiece. But everyone knew something profound had broken open inside them. It wasn't sadness alone. It was gratitude, nostalgia, relief. The years apart, the military duties, the uncertainty of whether this moment would ever come, it all condensed into that single cry later during the main concert. Fans would notice that Jin's eyes remained glassy, even as he smiled and waved. V's voice trembled slightly during Love Myself, and Jimin's hand lingered on Jin's back during the ending bow longer than usual. The crowd cheered, screamed, sang. But those who were there during the soundcheck knew that the real story had already happened before the show began. The emotional collapse during the soundcheck wasn't about weakness. It was about reconnection. For Jin, who carried the weight of waiting, and for V, who had always expressed his feelings through music, the reunion struck like lightning. When V later said softly into his mic during the show, "We missed this. We missed each other," the entire stadium understood. The tears from hours earlier weren't just private. They were the beginning of healing. Every artist has moments when performance and reality blur. For BTS, that moment came when Jin's tears fell onto the cold stage floor before a single note of the night's concert began. It reminded everyone that behind the global fame, the perfect choreography, and the roaring applause, there are 7 men who have lived, loved, and lost together. The soundcheck was supposed to be technical, but it became spiritual. What struck the crew most was what Jin said afterward. As they prepared to exit the stage before the doors opened to fans, Jin turned to the team and quietly said, "This doesn't feel like just another concert. It feels like home." V nodded silently beside him, eyes still red. Those words spread among staff like wildfire. For years, BTS had been defined by milestones, by records, by numbers. But this was something deeper than any achievement could capture. During the actual performance, armies could sense something different. When Jin appeared on the screen, waving his hand and smiling, the crowd erupted, but it wasn't the usual frenzy. It was emotional. Fans wept openly, holding up banners that read, "Welcome back, Jin," and "We waited for you." The soundcheck moment had somehow carried its energy into the show itself. Every note of Spring Day felt heavier. Every chorus of Yet to Come sounded like a promise renewed. And when V turned his microphone toward Jin near the end of the show, letting him lead the final refrain, Jin's voice cracked again. But this time, instead of turning away, he embraced it. He smiled through the tears. The stadium lights dimmed, and the big screens showed the two of them laughing softly, almost like children.
No one wanted it to end.
And in that space between melody and memory, something unspoken passed between them, and with every army watching, the Encore Tour Day 2 will be remembered not for its pyrotechnics or stage design, but for its humanity. BTS, the legends of global music, reminded the world that the truest moments aren't scripted. They happen in between, the cracks, the silence, the sound checks. They happen when someone as strong as Jin allows himself to be vulnerable, and when someone as soulful as V can't help but feel it too. And the hours after the concert, social media exploded with fan reactions. Hashtags like #Jin Cried and #VComfortsJin trended worldwide. But